Hello, this is Dana Wilson at Chantilly Ranch, where from pasture to plate, we are ranching to regenerate. So today we are talking about one of the tools that we use for regenerative ranching, and that is rotational grazing. On a very basic level, rotational grazing subdivides pastures to allow herbivores to consume the nutrients they need while maintaining the health of the grass and the soil over the long term, all while adding carbon to the ground instead of releasing it into the atmosphere. And essentially what that means is we take all of the acreage and we subdivide it into smaller sections. Now here I wanted to give you an example of what one of these smaller sections looks like when the animals that are on the property have access to the whole property. Now, on this property, there's 40 acres and there's 8 Highland cattle. And they are moving about in this moment as they wish. They're going through and they're picking all the little clover and all the things that they want to eat, but they're leaving the rest of it behind. So this is an example of a pasture that we're going to put the cows into. They haven't been in here yet, although they do have access to it. So you can see that the undergrowth is quite considerable in this silvopasture. Silvopasture means trees and grassland. And what happens in our area, which is California, in the summer, this grassland all turns brown and it becomes fuel for fire. So our use of rotational grazing at the moment, in addition to providing the cows with the nutrients they need, but we are also going to be using rotational grazing for fire abatement. We want to get all this undergrowth knocked down so that it's not fodder for fire. Now, they've got plenty to eat in here. They just have to be encouraged to stay there. So what we've done is we've taken this polybraid wire, it's 2 strands, and it's electrical fence. And these cows are broke to electrical fence, so they know not to walk into it. And we've taken this pasture and subdivided it down to about 3 acres. Now, they're in their 3 acres, they're eating away and doing exactly what I asked them to do, which is fire abatement. They're eating down all this undergrowth so that in the silvopasture, we've got a good management tool, and we're not going to be growing lots of brown grass for fuel for fire, which is very important in our area. You can see here even the grass is beginning to turn brown and dry and can quite easily catch on fire. We don't want that. So at the moment, like I said, they're in about 3.5 acres. And they've done a fabulous job. They are eating down all of that grass that they wouldn't normally touch, and it is turning this potential danger zone into a really managed area. They've also been putting down their manure, so they've got all their nutrients in there, and then when the grasses begin to grow, they're going to be fed by all the manure. So this is after. And as you can see, our silvopasture has been managed to the point where it's not going to, at least the grasses are not going to provide a spark for a fire to come through here. And so now the pasture is, the cows have been moved and they have gone on to the next pasture, and I'll get some video of that as well as some before and after for that. And we've got a situation where they are doing their job. They're getting the nutrients they need. They're leaving the nutrients the pasture needs, and they're eating down the pasture so it won't catch on fire. And here's our big bull showing off what he can do as far as grazing. That is rotational grazing at Chantilly Ranch. We will be back with more soon.